healing is so true. I mean, my experience on both of these films have been just that.
Inside Out 2 takes viewers back inside Riley's mind and introduces a whole new wave of emotions. I'm Tiffany Taylor for The Hollywood Reporter here at the Pixar Place Hotel at the Disneyland Resort, and we're talking to the cast all about the new movie.
Hello, everybody!
Inside Out 2 sees Amy Poehler return as the emotion joy, while Hawke voices anxiety, an emotion now 13-year-old Riley is experiencing for the first time in the movie.
It healed something in me that I'd maybe put at the back of my mind, like joy does with bad memories. For each of you, how did working on this movie affect you?
Oh my gosh, healing is so true. I mean, my experience on both of these films have been just that. Like I would come home and just think about, wow, I got to go to work today and I got to have all these big feelings and talk about all this deep stuff. And also it's funny and people are gonna like it and go see it. So yeah, I feel the same way in my experience on it and even getting to talk about it today.
Me too. I feel all those things, and I also feel like when I first heard about the sense of self and the belief system, the same way the first movie impacted and like changed the way I thought about my own mind, that image changed the way I thought about my own mind. You know, this idea that somewhere in my mind is this beautiful guitar of ideas, and that some of them are helping me and some of them aren't. Just that image kind of broke open my heart a little bit.
Director Kelsey Mann and producer Mark Nielsen also spoke to THR about working on the film that takes viewers on an emotional ride.
The line in the movie that really got me is about how maybe we just feel less joy as we get older. And it reminded me of the importance of, staying tapped into your inner child and still finding that joy.
Yeah.
How do you try to do that in your own life to still find that joy?
Here's a little thing that I did on this film. When I first started this movie, it was January 2020, I have a story room and you have a little plaque outside where you're supposed to put like Kelsey Mann story room, right? And I put a picture of me as 10 years old in that slot, right? I went in there seeing a photo of myself and like, if I could go back and tell my little 10-year-old self that I'm gonna be able to have a chance to do that, then it's gonna have joy at my console to do that. So it made me switch and make room for joy to come up to the console and have fun making this movie, because what a wonderful opportunity I have.
I think spending time with children
is
actually a hugely important part of and way to stay in touch with your inner child.
So true.
Like playing games.
That's so true. Play is so important.
Play.
And with your friends too, laughing. Also celebration. I think there's something about celebration that like we need to remind ourselves to do, because we almost are afraid to celebrate sometimes. We're waiting for some day when something's gonna finally, and it's
be worth celebrating.
Yeah, and it's like celebration has to happen all the time.
I started a practice. I talked about it with them before. I live in a high-rise now with a beautiful view of the city. I live in Manhattan, and every night before I close the shades, I say, "Good night, city. Good night, city," because a friend of mine, when I moved in, said, "Oh, you'll notice the view, and then you won't even notice the view after a couple months." And I thought that was horrible. And so I try to pick something new to say goodnight to every night. Like I try to notice a different building to cultivate a sense of awe and wonder. I think once you lose that, everything is just boring.
I think the more I also experience or give myself permission to experience all emotions, it makes the joy stronger.
Oh, that's good.
So it's like, because I think for a long time in my life, I was kind of pushing feelings away, and the joy kind of wasn't there. But it's like the more I kind of had more compassion for those feelings, I think it increases the joy.
What do you hope that young people who are experiencing new emotions for the first time and learning to deal with those take away from it? But what do you also hope that an older audience takes away from it?
We want to make sure that these movies resonate with everybody. Mark and I are fathers of teenagers, and there's very few movies we can all say, like, let's go to that this weekend together and go see. So I want parents to be able to take something away from this too. Anxiety and joy are like two parents arguing over how to best take care of their child. And they both realize that they've been coming at it the wrong way, from different ways, and kind of learning how to best take care of their kid. And so that's really what I hope parents can take away from the film.
We've had the chance to let our kids see the movie and get their reaction to it, and it's been great seeing them react and really connect to these characters and have them talk to us about how they feel seen in this and how it feels so relatable to what they're going through. I think one of my daughter's friends who came along said, I think you guys just climbed into my head
Oh.
with this movie. You know, we had a trust of teenage girls that were along the ride with us for all 4 years, and we showed them the movie every 4 months to get their feedback on what we were doing to make sure it was relatable and that they were connecting to it. And so I think that hearing that receipt from my own kids was great to know that I think we've tapped into something not just for adults but also for kids.
I bet it's a parallel path of being able to open up discussions about feelings and better understand your feelings. I've been in therapy, both marital counseling and personal therapy, the past couple of years, and at first I think I was, kicking the dirt a little bit, but a few months in, you realize, wow, talking about all these things is so helpful. I think this movie, in an entertaining fashion, can sort of bring about some of those thoughts and insights.
It gives adults and children a language in which to talk about what they're feeling. That's huge.
Even the colors, you said, kids are now pointing out, I feel this color. It's like, wow, there's like an interpretive thing there.
Yeah.
Special.
Inside Out 2 is now playing in theaters. For more on the film, head to THR.com. For the Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Tiffany Taylor.